Hi, RD Barry here. Welcome to part 9 in my basic tutorial on They Are Billions. Well, this time, as I've been promising for a while now, I'm going to do an episode on the first phase of a survival campaign. There's a lot to take in for these these missions, and I think it's best to kind of break it down into uh, reasonable sized chunks. And so I'm doing that, dividing up the typical mission into several phases. Um, when you do that kind of thing, it's always kind of sketchy because some missions are different than others, and it's some don't have those phases or a specific phase, or sometimes the phases aren't in the same order that they normally are. Sometimes they're kind of done together, but it helps, I think, conceptually just to have an idea of what they are in your mind, so you know what you should be doing at a given time. So we're going to start out with the starting phase, which is what you start with at the beginning of a mission. And I think we've done enough of the Hidden Valley for now. So I'm going to start with the Crossroads in this episode. I think it's a little bit better illustration also. The Hidden Valley is really kind of weird because it's like everything is the starting phase. So it's, well, at least half of it is the starting phase. So it's not a good example of what a typical mission would look like. So this is a bit more typical of the Crossword, since we've already beaten the Hidden Valley. We have access to that. Normally I would go and do the last bunker, but I'm going to do these hero missions, or tactical missions in a different episode. So I will cover that later. So we'll leave that alone for now. Also, I've done a little bit of research, and we'll get a little bit into that, what that is, but just for full disclosure here, I have gone into research and I have activated Mercenaries 1. What that will do is that will give us an extra ranger at the beginning of the mission, and that turns out to be fairly useful. It's really streamlines things a lot at the very beginning. That's where we're going to be covering. That will be helpful. Because I haven't done the last bunker yet, I don't have a lot of points to get other improvements, but I thought that was the most important one for this video, at least. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started with the Crossroads. Right. This one has Villages of Doom, so I talked about that a little bit in an earlier episode. But we won't get into those in this episode. So that will just be kind of something that we can see on the map, but we won't actually reach this time. All right. Well, so I've started the mission. I had a little bit of problem there. I had to kind of save and then come back to it. But we'll notice we've got 5 rangers now instead of 4, which we had in Hidden Valley. And everything else is more or less the same, except it's a completely different map. And let me go on flat mode since we're on pause here. And so I want to talk about what to do at the beginning. And there's basically, I'm at the what I'm calling the starting phase is everything that happens until you get a soldier center built. Soldier center is right here under military, and right now we do not have the enough resources to build that. So what we need to do is get workers. So we need to build tents to get those. We need stone, so we need to find a stone deposit and build a stone quarry, and then collect that, and we also need gold, and we basically always need gold, but we needed especially a lot of it for the soldier center, 450. So that's going to take some doing, and the other goals are to get a food supply and to get a wood supply. In order to get a good population going, they're all going to need. We're going to need to feed them, and we don't have a lot here for food, so we're going to need to set up a food supply and also wood. You can see we don't have any wood coming in, so we're going to need to build a sawmill for that. And we may or may not need more power after by the time we're done, so we'll have to see how that works. But so we might end up making a mill as well. So all this stuff you have to do kind of right at the start. So, but the first move is always going to be, for me at least, to take my rangers and have them explore the edges of the starting area here. So I'm going to take these and send them out.
Okay, you again. Yeah. Aren't there other units to bother? What?
And I covered
Yes.
how to control these in the last episode, so I won't go over it again. So I'll send them out to the edge of the map, expand it out a little bit. I can already see some infected out there. So first of all, this one, let's put it on pause here. This one is kind of guarding nothing, so I'll move here up here, and I think I'll just put her on patrol on that section there. So I'll put her up there. This one can go over here.
Okay.
Let's put her in charge of defeating that infected there, and let's just have her move a little bit closer, and have her move like that. So after this first pass, I'm having them all move a little bit closer to the edge again until I start encountering infected, and then I'm gonna kind of tailor the movements according to the situation. Also, I want to build some houses just to get some additional people in there. You're always going to want to have keep your workers count at least 10. So try to keep an eye on that. That's one thing I always forget to do, and I end up without any workers. And because they only come in with a train delivery, that can cost you a whole day in terms of delay, and that's bad. Every day counts. So you have to make sure that you're flush on your basic supplies, otherwise that will cost you time getting those back, and time is critical for winning the game or winning the mission. So I created some houses to start with, and let's let this go. See what these guys are going to do. So these guys are already attacking. Let's have her move up here to help with that group there, and let's have her just sort of patrol that way. the reason I'm concentrating on this area on the right here is I can already see a stone deposit, and that's one thing you're going to note that one of the main purposes of expanding your territory is so you can find out what resources there are and where to find them, because it turns out that you need to find those fairly quickly. So these two, I guess, will be covering this top area. Let's move this guy or this gal up here a little bit. So she's going to take care of that group there. We'll have to keep an eye on her because this is a fairly large group, and if they start getting too close, we'll have to get her some backup or something. In the meantime, I'll move her over here. Let's actually move her closer to these two here and get rid of those to make sure they're not going to wander in. And these two are going to cover kind of the rest of this area until we can get to the stone deposit. So we'll keep having them attack forward and expand out this way. And in the meantime, we're kind of stuck until we get the next gold shipment, which will be at 8 o'clock. So we'll come back when that happens. All right. So it's now hour 8. We've got 200 gold coming in. Now, the next thing that I like to do is to get a wood supply, because nothing is going to happen without wood at the start. So for that we need a sawmill. That's under resources, and there's a sawmill right there. But we can't do that yet, but it's already a good time to start looking for promising areas to place it. And the sawmill is 2x2 squares, so and it has to be next to a forest area. The more forest, the better. And this looks like it's actually going to be a better place to put the sawmill than that, because it's kind of surrounded more by the forest, and this one is just sort of at the edge. So I want to put the sawmill there. I can't put them in both because it would overlap, and the game doesn't allow that. So in order to get a sawmill there, let me start with a hunter cottage. You see my power area here. My powered area only extends out to this far on from the command center. So in order to expand that to this corner here, I'm going to need a Tesla tower. So now that I have 200 gold, I can put in a Tesla tower. And let's start by putting it over here. And I want to make sure that I cover that one corner there. So put it right at the edge, but far enough down so that, or just far enough down so it covers that corner. And that's kind of a good strategy in general. Just keep the Tesla towers at the edge when it works. Sometimes it doesn't work, but if possible, keep it at the edge of your current power coverage, and cover the corner and far enough away, just far enough away from or close enough to the corners that it covers them, but not so far away that but otherwise as far away from the edge as you can get. So that's going to be the perfect spot for that. We're out of gold again, so we'll just continue on until the next gold delivery. And that's kind of what the game is sort of like at the beginning, because your main limitation is gold, that only comes once every 8 hours, and so the cycle is you wait for a gold delivery, get the gold, spend all of it, and then wait for the next one. So meanwhile, there's always stuff you can do to kind of uh, micromanage the rangers and whatnot. These guys seem to be doing fairly well at the moment, so I won't I'll only tweak them a little bit in the meantime. But the main thing right now is just to wait for another coal delivery. So anyway, so I'll keep an eye on those and possibly redirect these guys a little bit. Move this one up here. Move this one a little bit closer. This one is fine where she is. Now, one thing I like to do is when I'm waiting for this gold delivery is to put something in, to have something in the menu here that's going to need gold, so that when that gold delivery arrives, this is not really a very good indicator, but when I see this light up, that means that it's arrived. So it's kind of a little bit more visible reminder than just kind of keeping track of that number there, which is kind of hard to see. Anyway, that's what I do. Meanwhile, this one is looking a little outnumbered. I'll move her back just a bit, and we'll keep going. All right, so it's hour 17. I missed an hour, so oh well. Anyway, because I got distracted. This gal here seems to be a little bit overwhelmed by the number of infected there, so I had to keep having her retreat. I think she's going to be okay now. So let's build another Tesla. Well, let's see. What should we do at this point? I think let's add a couple more houses, but I want to save 100 so that on the next one I'll be able to put that that sawmill in. That's 300. I've got 100 already, or 200 already. That plus another delivery that will be 400. So I have 100 to spare. The corner there is already covered, so I'm gonna take that 100 and put it into housing. So here and here. I'm also going to need food, and for that I need hunter cottages. For starting food, it's either hunter cottages or fisherman cottages. There is no water in this map, so in this case it's just hunter cottages. And I'm going to put the first one right there. Finding the best positions to put hunter cottages and fishermen's cottages, and to some extent sawmills and quarries is kind of an art in itself. And a lot of when you've after playing the missions over and over again, you kind of get a kind of start memorizing the best places. So but normally I look for corners. Try not to have them spaced too far apart, even if that gives you a better efficiency. For one, it's better to put two mediocre ones than one really good one, because that's more food total, and these are cheap to build. So basically build for quantity rather than quality. There is a certain limit below which I won't go. So Normally, I try to look for ones that are at least 14. And this one, let's see, what was that? This one was 15. So that's just barely above what I want. See, there's a 17 there, which would be better, but if I put the 17, put that one there, that means I won't be able to put one here or here or here. And that will affect the whole chain down the line there. So it's going to be better if I actually put it here. I'll get 2 less at this point, but at the end I'll be able to put in an additional cottage, and that will be better overall. So I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to do something similar over here. So actually, I'm down to less than 100. Let's cancel one of these houses. So I'm still over 100 there. Okay, we're on day 1, hour 0 now. I've moved these guys up ahead a little bit, so that's kind of the pattern. Just keep on advancing. Be careful not to get into anything too dangerous, though. We'll eventually get into more dangerous infected, and we do not want to try to handle them with only 5 rangers. That would be folly. Let's put that sawmill in. Right. See, here I would get 14 wood every cycle, but this one I'm getting 19, so that would be a lot better. 5, it seems like it's not that big of a difference, but it does add up a lot, and so a 30% increase makes a big difference in the long run. Let's see, and I am out of gold, so I really can't do much more at this point. Let's go ahead and continue on to the next cycle. Each cycle is 8 hours, by the way, and that determines when these numbers kick in. So I'm going to get when it says 215 there, it says there in the mouse over window there, production 215 every 8 hours. So that's how much we're going to be getting, and that's why we had to look at that hour thing there. Anyway, so that's going to allow us to get, so the sawmill allows us to get more wood. That will fill in with 19 there, and that will allow us to build more Tesla towers. You have enough wood. You have 20 to start, which is enough for 2 Tesla towers. If you can't get a sawmill in with those 2, then you're going to have to restart, basically, I think. At least tear down a lot of stuff and rethink things. Anyway, I'll come back when the next shipment comes. Okay, well, we're on hour 8 now. I've got another gold shipment, so I can do another Tesla tower, and I've expanded out just a little bit more. I've got a perimeter set up already. We only need to expand until we get we only need to expand until we get to a stone deposit, because that's our main goal in this phase, is to get that soldier center. And the main problem we're going to have is getting that stone. Workers, we just build tents. We can do that. Wood, we've already taken care of. Gold is just a matter of waiting a couple of cycles until that comes in. But the big thing we need is stone, and we can't do that without a stone deposit. I did just play a mission where they gave you enough stone in pickups to do that with, so that was a little bit off the normal um, script, I guess. But what you would almost always have to do is put in a quarry here. So what we're going to do is take our money, start building Tesla towers to reach that stone deposit. And again, I'm going to put them as far away from the edge as I can, but still keeping the edge covered a little bit. So probably right there. So at least I get that corner there. And I think I've got enough for another house. Yeah, just enough. So I'll put that in. Or not a house, a tent. Meanwhile, these guys ran into some trouble. There's some stronger infected around here, so I'm gonna instead of having these guys patrol their individual paths individually, I'm gonna have them
You again? Yes.
kind of bunched together and patrol as a pair, because that way if a stronger infected comes, they will attack it together. And they can handle them 2 against 1. 1 against 1 is problematic. Anyway, so let's continue on till the next gold cycle here. All right, let's continue on. I'll put in another tower here. That's not going to catch that one corner there, so I'm going to put it a little bit further, a little bit closer. I could probably cover the quarry in the neck with this tower here if I put it over here, but I think it's more important to get all the edges covered, and it's only going to take a 1 hour, an additional cycle to get from to get to the stone quarry if I put one here instead. So right, and I can put in let's see, let's I don't have a lot of money to do much, but I can put in an additional tent there. So let's do that. All right, so I've got enough money now for an additional tower. Let's put that in. We can put that, let's put that right there so I can get that corner there. Right, I don't have any money now to do anything else, so I'll just have to wait at least 2 cycles for that. To get the 300 for the quarry. So I'll wait 1 cycle to get the 100, to get 200. I'll spend 100 of that, so I'll have 300 on the next one, and then get the quarry then. So until then, we'll just have to wait until the next cycle comes. All right, let's put in some more. Let's put in a hunter cottage, since that's getting very low at the moment. I'm gonna put this one right in. Basically, I'm gonna keep following the edge until it turns from orange to green there. And I'm just going to put it right there, because that's 15. That's more than 14, which is like my minimum requirement there. So I'll put that in there. And let's add another house or 2, because we are still low on workers. So let's put in another 2 there. Notice with this tower here, I am able to expand that out a little bit further. Next thing, yeah, I can probably do 2 more in addition to that in this. I usually try to keep these in sections 2 by 3, 2 by 4, 2 by 5 rectangles, unless there's something in the way. So I'm going to extend this out to 2 by 5. But I can't do that now because I don't have enough gold at the moment. All right. Well, the train arrived. It gave us a couple more workers. These didn't get done in time to be populated yet, though. We're low on food, but that's being taken care of because I just added that. And we now have the 300 we need for the quarry. We also have enough wood, so let's go ahead and put this in. Now, the rules for this is you get one stone for every square of stone deposit that you cover. So right now it's covering 9, and it rounds up, so it really gives me 5. And there are a total of 13 in this deposit. So the theoretical maximum that you could get would be 7. There are ones that are big enough that you could do more than one. In fact, I could put one here and another one here. I don't have the money, but as long as they don't overlap, you can put more than one on a single deposit. But the total there would only be 2 more than the 5 that I'm getting here. So I'd prefer to just use the 5. It doesn't really make much difference at this stage of the campaign because there isn't really much we can do with stone other than make the soldier center. It's like they made it really, really important for about the first 15 minutes, and then it's doesn't do anything for you. So a little bit ironic there. But so I could put here, theoretically I could put another one there, but first of all, it's only 2 stone for the resources that I'm spending, which is not very good. If it was 3 or 4, I would think about it. If it was 5, then I would definitely do that. And plus, it's not going to make that much difference to getting the soldier center. Right now, what I need is 20 stones. So this will take 4 cycles. If I put another quarry in, I could get it down to 3 cycles, but that wouldn't save me anything really, because I'd have to wait at least another 2 cycles to get that second quarry built. So putting a second quarry in is not going to help with a deposit this small in general. Anyway, so I am out of gold again, so I will come back on the next cycle. All right, well, I'm at day 3. By the way, I do have my my perimeter established so far. These 2 are taking care of this line here, so they're defending the stone deposit. This one is keeping any infected from coming in this way. She's guarding that border there, and she's guarding this little narrow gap here. and they really don't have to expand any further, and it's a good idea not to do that without additional forces. So you've already got a colonist there. That's one of the stronger ones. Planning to do an episode on the different zombie types and how to recognize them. Colonists and fresh are stronger than some of the other types we're going to see are in this particular region here. So that's why I have these two together. So if the colonists attacks, then they can handle them together. Right. So what do we do now? Well, we've got 200 gold here. Let's build some more houses here. I'll finish off that row of that 2x5 block or 2x5 block there, and we could probably use some more food. So I will put in another hunter cottage. I'm going to put it right there, just at the just when the number turns green there. 17 is pretty good, so that's a good spot to put one. And once we're done with that, actually I think I can put another one here. Yeah, we can do a 14 or an 11. 11 is not good. I could do better than that, just kind of putting it, at random spots on the map. So 11 is not good, so I'm going to go for that 14 right there. So I've gotten 4 cottages on that row. I'm not sure what the total is going to be, but I can figure it out in a minute as soon as these are finished building. And then I'll work on these. I think I can put in probably 3 more cottages on this section here. Anyway, so that's pretty much spent my gold. I will continue on to the next cycle. All right. So I've got more gold. I could put in more cottages. If you mouse over this, it tells you what your totals are. So I'm getting 61 total for 400 cottages. So it's an average of a little over 15, I guess, which seems pretty good. So the next step would be to put 100 cottages over here, but I don't need food at the moment. What I really need is houses for colonists, because I'm under 10 there. I'm also under 10 on energy, so I want to build a mill at some point here. Let's go ahead and put that. Let's see, where would I put that? Right, I'm low on gold. I need 300 for a mill, so I will wait on that for another cycle. But in the meantime, I won't go down below 200 there on spending. So let's start another block of houses here, and just do a few. Don't do as many as I possibly can, because that will use up too much gold for the mill. So I'll leave it at 4 there and wait till the next cycle. All right, so I want to put this mill in, and I usually try to keep these in out of the way corners, and that's so that I can build other stuff that is better placed there. So if I built this, say, here, then that would interfere with the space that I need to build or continue building houses. So that would not be good. So I usually try to keep it near the edge, not near forest or edge of like rocks and whatnot, so that these black areas in flat mode, not near forest, because forest will be used for sawmills and hunter cottages and whatnot, and generally not in open areas because I might use those for houses or in other buildings. So I will put it right here. If I put it here, notice this is right close to a hunter cottage, and the hunter cottage, it does get most of its food from forest, but it also gets it from the surrounding land. So if I put the generator there, it would cut down on the amount of food that that cottage is getting. So I try to keep it out of the range of the cottage. And the range of the cottage is 3 squares in each direction. So I try to keep it, let's see, want to keep it out of this 7 by 7 square with that centered on the cottage there. So I could put it there. I could put it there. This is more of a corner, so I'm going to put it there. There's not much else I could do with that space because of the stone deposit. I can't put anything on the stone deposit. So that seems like a good spot. Meanwhile, another good spot might be like in there or in here or next to the railroad track if there's no houses there, that kind of thing. But always keep new buildings at least 3 squares away from your hunter cottages, because otherwise you'll be decreasing your food, and you do not like that. There's almost always an alternative. Anyway, so I'll let that go and I'll wait for the next cycle. Meanwhile, we're gradually creeping up on 20 stone here. We've already got our first 5 there. And I'll come back at the end of the day. Alright, so while I was waiting, the colonist over here decided that it was attracted to the mill, so decided to attack. But fortunately, since I've had this line patrolled, it was no problem for these two gals to intercept and defeat it before anything bad happened. That's why you always want to keep a good perimeter going. And just to illustrate again, I've got here, 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 and here. So what's next? Let's start. Let's see. I'm waiting for this to finish so I can get more electricity. I probably won't be able to do too much more until I get the power going. But meantime, I can see what I can do in terms of houses and well, I guess the main thing right now is houses. So I'm gonna put those here. Let's build another Tesla tower so we can expand our area out this way. And one thing you want to make sure to do is to keep your Tesla towers within range of your safe area. So we've got a fairly good size safe area. It's kind of a matter of experience how far you should go. If you start seeing a lot of more powerful infected, then that's you've probably gone too far. But you do want to keep your initial area wide enough so that you'll have room to expand your colony. So it's kind of a balancing act, and it takes a little bit of experience, and that's why it's a challenge. I can't really give you a specific rule or too much of but if a specific rule is more you are going by feel than anything else at this point. So I'll put the next tower there. That'll give us a little bit more room in this area here, and I could probably start another. Eventually, start another row of houses through here too. So that will take care of that. I'm out of. I could theoretically put another house in there, but I'm not going to because I'd rather just continue on building this block here. But I don't have enough. I don't have enough of the area covered with power yet. So I will come back at 8. Alright, so we're already at 15 stone. We've just got one more before we can build the soldier center. And let's check on the requirements for that. We're going to need 450 gold. So we shouldn't spend a lot. We've got like 500 there total. This plus the next one, so I could probably spend like 50, which isn't a lot to work with. It's also going to need workers, energy, and wood. We've got just enough workers, but we want to keep that number fairly from getting too low. So I want to add just another tent in there just to keep that number up as much as we can here. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll come back when the next gold shipment arrives. Okay, so the train arrived. We got a whole train load of colonists there, so we're at 20 now. That's fairly good. Our food needs work though, in case we want to do further expansion. But but we can do the soldier center right now, so let's go ahead and do that. And again, I want to keep it kind of out of the way, but not, and also make sure to keep it at least 3 squares from any hunter cottages, and I think a good spot for it would be right in here. See, that's 3 squares from that cottage there. So it actually can't be close to other buildings. So you are prevented from putting it, say, right next to a mill or a certain yeah, it would. You can't. It would block access to certain buildings, and there are restrictions, and there's also things you have to kind of restrict yourself from doing yourself. So see, I could put it there, but that would reduce my food supply. So I'm gonna move it there. I could put it right next to the stone there, but I'm going to move it just a little bit further out just for aesthetical reasons. So I've got my I've got the soldier center built. I do have just a little bit of extra gold. Let's go ahead and do an additional house there. Say right there. And the next thing would probably be to do a Tesla tower to extend my territory out this way. All right. Well, this is still constructing. It takes 2 or 3 cycles. Looks like 2 cycles for it to finish. But in the meantime, I want to keep my gold in use. I want to keep things going here. Let's build a Tesla tower to expand my range here a little bit. So maybe right there. Keep that corner powered. And I still have some extra gold in there. So let's get our food's getting low. So let's start building our our food supply here. So let's put one here. That's I could the this is I think this is probably the best spot for it's more of a case of intuition than logic, I think, but we'll see how that goes. So let's put one there. The next one I could put would have, but they have to be at least 7 squares apart, so I could put one there and then maybe one there, and that would cover. I think that would be as much as I could put in this row of trees here. So I don't have enough resources for the next one though, so I'll just have to settle for that one for now. All right. Well, that is the next cycle. I've got 300 gold. I've got a good supply of wood going. I can start training my rangers. So I'm going to put a 2 or 3 in to start with. Notice I needed to have workers for that. So that's why I've been constantly filling in these tents, so I get workers coming in, and now I can start using them to not only for building additional buildings, but to create additional rangers. So I'm calling that the end of the starting phase. The next phase is to start using these rangers to further expand the territory and eventually create kind of a wooden or fortifications once I expand it out to a certain level. So that will be the next phase, though. And that's a little bit different because now we're basically our main focus is not just to get a starting area going, but to actually start conquering additional territory, and a lot of that is going to be controlling more and more soldiers and using them to clear larger areas of the map. So that's kind of a different phase, so I will call that the first expansion phase, maybe. I'm not sure if that's going to be written in stone or not, but anyway. So, yeah, so checklist. Supply of wood going, that's okay. Good food supply going, there's that. Got energy that could probably use another mill fairly soon. I'm a little bit low on workers, but that's probably the best we could hope for at this stage with our other priorities. 9 isn't so bad, and I think that's a good start to the mission. So next time, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. We'll eventually start pick this up again with the next phase. But in the meantime, I want to do some other things like the tactical missions and the research tree and some other things that are kind of necessary to kind of get to the next levels of play here. So I think probably what I'll do is a tactical mission next time, or the first tactical mission. So I hope you'll join me for that, and until then, bye.